I am here today with you to make this presentation to convey and share my thoughts and ideas on reducing Baguio's carbon emission. If implemented, it can help the people live a less stressful life in a highly urbanized city like Baguio. Is standing in a queue waiting to be served any different to when you are in traffic congestion? Hello, my name is Joseph Claridadas and I'm a business process analyst. I analyze activity flows or movements and design innovative solutions to enhance the way we do things. Today, I'll be sharing with you a different view on traffic congestion, ways to connect the streets to people, and adding green spaces to help lower the city's carbon footprint. Traffic congestion. What is traffic congestion to you? Traffic congestion's characteristics. Traffic congestion is increased road use, slow speed, vehicular queuing, and longer trip times. And traffic congestion is transitory. It doesn't happen all day. The environmental impact of traffic congestion. It is common knowledge that motor vehicles has a large carbon footprint, measured from the moment it is built to the time it is bought and every time it is used to the time it is decommissioned. Nowadays, different communities are committed in finding ways to reduce their carbon footprint. What is the city of Baguio doing to help reduce its carbon footprint? Is building a multi-level parking structures a solution to reducing its carbon footprint? Is there a fix to traffic congestion? There are two possible fixes for traffic congestion: increased capacity or decreased capacity. Each of these solutions carry its own benefits and disadvantages. Increased capacity is all about allowing more vehicles to use the road. For example, road widening. The effect of road widening is to reduce costs of travel only to a point when the road reaches its maximum capacity again. The disadvantage of road widening is that it creates an induced demand that doesn't exist before, a demand that causes the increase in the number of motor vehicles. The motor vehicle increase, which is reciprocated with an increase in pollution. Pollution that causes harm to people and causes climate change. Road widening is like loosening your belt so you have more room for dessert. Decreased capacity is all about reducing the number of vehicles on the road. For example, increasing parking fees. Increased parking fees will make it expensive for motorists to bring their cars. Because of the high cost, motorists are encouraged to use alternative transport to save money. Reducing the number of vehicles on the road will help in reducing pollution and help reverse climate change. So therefore, the key to Baguio's traffic congestion is improve management. The automobile has emerged as a preferred form of passenger transportation, as it offers flexibility and convenience, but also contributes to congestion, particularly in urban areas like Baguio City. Increasing road capacity reduces the cost of travel and thus increases supply of road space. The reverse is also observed. Decreasing road capacity increases the cost of travel, so demand to use the road is reduced. This observation has been called traffic suppression or traffic evaporation. So the closure of road or reduction in its capacity, for example, reducing the number of available lanes, will result in the adjustment of traveler behavior to compensate. For example, people might stop making particular trips, condense multiple trips into one, retime their trips to a less congested time, or switch to public transport, carpooling, walking, bicycling, or smaller motor vehicles less affected by road diets, such as motorcycles, depending upon the values of those trips or the schedule delay they experience. What can we do? Here's what we can do. Given that Baguio is in a state of overdevelopment, more buildings, more people, and less space, we can deal with traffic congestion by defining the use of each street so engineers can then properly do the geometric design of roads to help in the management of vehicular flow. Identifying which streets to be used for mass transit and ensure that these streets is accessible to commuters. The design must help make the mass transport run efficiently. Identifying which streets to be used for delivery vehicles will help in separating this type of vehicles by allocating a transit lane. This type of street use can be time bound to allow road use flexibility. Identifying streets used for emergencies will help our first responders reach their destination in the shortest possible time. Identifying streets for bicycles or other form of active transport will be designed with safety as key element. Identifying streets shared with pedestrians will have proper markings called self-enforcing road markings or SERM to ensure pedestrian safety. To reduce the number of vehicle users, we can achieve this through behavioral change. The behavior that we need to target is owning a motor vehicle is a necessity. We need to change to owning a vehicle is a luxury. New parking rules such as parking spaces outside CBD can be all day or short stay, and inside CBD only a maximum of 3-hour free parking per day will be allowed. Beyond the free 3 hours per day, a high parking fee will be charged to the motorists. If the motorists don't want to pay high parking fees, they can leave the CBD before the 3 hours is up, or they can always park outside the CBD and commute instead. Charging high parking fees will discourage motorists to park all day. This will improve the use and availability of parking spaces inside the CBD. Encouraging motorists to go slow when driving inside designated go slow areas to keep pedestrians safe. This scheme can encourage monkey drivers to leave their cars at home and just take the public transport for a stress-free travel to town. Having an efficient mass transit will make it convenient for motorists and save money. No more worry on where to park or pay expensive parking fees. Having a safe place to bike will encourage people to use active transport to live a healthy life and save on money. This will help lower cities' carbon emissions. Physical designs. Go slow. Raised crosswalks are great in providing pedestrian safety and traffic calming inside built-up areas like the CBD. This is the proposed mass transport the city center bus system. The red circles are the proposed location of the city center bus terminus. This is where the city bus will pick up and alight commuters heading to town or home. This blue circle is the proposed city bus loop. Given that City Hall was designed to be the center point, this is where the city bus will do their loop to go back to their designated terminus. There will be designated bus stops in between the city center loop and the terminus to pick up or alight passengers. The proposed bus depot will be built on the vacant lot near Victory Liner and behind Caltex, allowing the use of active transport. Bicycles are an alternative mode of transportation and can help in lowering the city's carbon emissions. Focus on people. We need to connect the streets to people to promote a less stressful city. Why do we need to connect the streets to people? According to the 2015 census, Baguio had a population of 345,366. Considering the total population of Baguio, priority must be given in addressing how to move people instead of cars. Baguio City is in a state of overdevelopment. More people, more buildings, more cars, and less available space. It is crucial that we have well-designed street networks because this is where urban life is going to happen. We need to redesign the streets, the way it functions, and the way it looks. In parallel to this, we also need to look at the impact to the larger transport network. Multimodal is several different modes of moving people or goods. We need to start promoting different options to get around the city. Why is this important? With increase in population comes a higher demand on our streets. If the people can only use motor vehicles, then we will experience bumper to bumper traffic all the time. This is when the system fails. Promoting the use of active transport like bicycles could be one of the many alternative ways to get around the city. All local government have a mission to help in reversing climate change. Empowering people to leave their cars at home or encouraging the use of bicycles or making it safe and convenient for people to walk will help in lowering our carbon emissions to help in reversing climate change. It is not too late for Baguio City. We need to redesign the city streets so that it is a great place for people and not motor vehicles. This is a picture of multi-level elevated highway in Shanghai, China. Does it look nice? Or would you prefer something like this? This is the multimodal hierarchy seen in Baguio City today. It is crucial that we do a paradigm shift. The inverted multimodal hierarchy. For a highly urbanized city like Baguio, the streets is where urban life is going to occur, as the streets will become the extension of your homes and offices. Cars should no longer be the primary focus. The streets should be designed for the people. Cars will still be allowed on the streets, but they have to move safely and slowly. Connecting the streets to people. Designing Baguio's first city green loop is all about connecting the streets to people. Encouraging people to use bicycles or rollerblades or any other form of active transport to see places of interest or POI. They have around 2.3 kilometers of fun-filled course to explore for unlimited time. Encouraging people to walk. The furthest POI outside the loop is 400 meters, which will take around 7 minutes of leisure walk. The loop is to connect the different places of interest to make it memorable and interesting for residents and visitors. The Green Loop will be Baguio's showcase. It will help promote tourism, culture, and show off Baguio's green initiatives. Here is the Baguio City Green Loop. The Green Loop is composed of 2.3 kilometers green walkway and a bike lane. This walkway will provide a safe, enjoyable, pleasing, educational, and scenic route that will connect places of interest. The furthest auxiliary path will be around 400 meters, which is equivalent to around 7 minutes of leisure walk. There will be distance markers to provide an estimate of calories burned. These are the places of interest covered under the Green Loop scheme. The last item on the list of what we can do: instill order in our streets. Have you noticed when you are caught in a traffic congestion that your mood changes? Traffic congestion can lead to drivers becoming frustrated and engaging in road rage. Have you encountered this scenario? When you are driving down Ben Space before Crystal Cave, you see motorists making seeing it by using the space on your right. You see them merging down the road at Crystal Cave Kitma Junction, and you still haven't moved because at the front of the traffic queue, a car stopped to give way to Mr. Singit. Have you been in a queue where people cut in the line? How did that make you feel? Going back to this photo, does this photo illustrate order? So, how do we instill order and encourage motorists to be disciplined on our streets during traffic congestion? The answer is traffic calming. Traffic calming, it is the use of physical design and other measures to improve safety for motorists, pedestrians, and cyclists. It aims to encourage safer, more responsible driving and potentially reduce traffic flow. If we all agree that a paradigm shift is something that needs to happen, then we need to start focusing more on people rather than cars. A better way to achieve this is through traffic calming. Transitioning Baguio into a traffic calm city, we developed a three-stage delivery approach to simplify the implementation and also help ease people to adapt the changes. The three-stage implementation needs to be done that follows the recommended order to ensure all changes suggested will work seamlessly. I will briefly explain some of the bullet points. Stage 1: Making our roads smarter. The proposed changes for Stage 1: We need to repeal the number coding scheme as this encourages people to buy a second car to address the inconvenience caused by the scheme. The truck ban is a scheme that only prolongs the traffic peak period and causes for deliveries to happen later than earlier, meaning deliveries will be difficult to time bound at an earlier hours. Here is the list of changes we recommend under Stage 1. The objective is to connect the streets to people and encourage motorists to exercise discipline on our streets. Stage 2 is all about moving people smarter, making our public transport system to run efficient to encourage people to leave their motor vehicles at home. Having a proper timetable will assist commuters to plan their day efficiently. Relocating the PUJ depots outside the area of the CBD will help in decongesting the city center. We need to allocate spaces for use as taxi drop off and pickup points. Stage 3: Mass transport and connecting the streets to people. Stage 3: List of proposals. Stage 3: Proposed physical designs. The city center bus will only operate inside the CBD, and jeepneys will operate outside, not covered by the city center bus system. Transport system will use a cashless system to simplify payments. Higher parking fees to regulate parking spaces to encourage motorists to leave their cars at home. Baguio's overdevelopment brought overpopulation, traffic congestion, and environment degradation. The graph illustrates how our environment quality gone poor. The new graph illustrates the improvements to Baguio's environment. The table shown illustrates how each proposed solution can deliver the NEDA's urban carrying capacity recommendations. Recapping: making our streets smarter will ensure order rather than chaos when traffic congestion occurs. Using bicycles, rollerblades are great ways to promote wellness and help in reducing the city's carbon footprint. Defining the use of every street will help in improving the flow of traffic through creating vehicular zones. Designing Baguio's first city green loop is all about connecting streets to people to reduce carbon footprint and promote a less stressful lifestyle. Having a city center bus system will help in decongesting the CBD by reducing vehicular density through empowering people to leave their cars at home. Using our police resource to monitor the streets rather than spending so much time directing traffic flow. Vehicular queuing or traffic congestion have been with us since the beginning of time. Queuing, there is no difference if it happens on the street while driving your vehicle or standing in line to order your food at McDonald's. Considering Baguio's population is more than 345,000, a city that was originally designed for 20,000 people, it can't be helped that the city now has limited available space. Therefore, there's now the need to redesign the existing streets to be smarter and better. The streets will now be a place to witness urban life. Instilling order during traffic congestion by modernizing the streets using modern designs will promote discipline. If the best we can do is only to react by widening streets or by adding elevated highways for every increase in vehicular density, then Baguio will eventually become the city of roads and no longer the city of pines, and traffic congestion will still be inevitable. Here are some of the references I used. Thank you for your time.